That makes a lot of sense, LaFell. Looking at the drafts one last time, MV has a very MV draft. I love team fighting, lots of crowd control, lots of dash. But SRGOG has picked up a hero composition that'll allow them to pull off their micro mechanics to the fullest. Will the Giants tremble the earth once again? Or will Monster Vicious prove that their warm-up yesterday was enough for them to take on the defending champions? We jump into the Land of Dawn for game number 1.
Well, technically speaking, for Monster Vicious, this is the first shovel full of coal they will put into the furnace, which is already hot. Whereas for SRG, on the other hand, they've been hibernating. They didn't really play during the play-ins, but at the very least, they get to watch how Monster Vicious like to play in day 1.
And I would say SRGOG, they don't have to readjust a lot of things because even the heroes that they chose, other than the Guinevere, it's mostly heroes that they have been using since the regular season. I mean, like Cram on this Lapu has held multiple MVP performances, highlights, and game-changing plays. So honestly, right now, SRGOG, yes, patch has changed, but I feel like they got a very comfortable draft.
They're keeping it to basics, and I think that's a very SRG style. If they're hiding anything, they don't feel a need to pull it out yet. If they've already made adjustments to the new patch, they don't feel like they're in a position where that is necessary to be a fallback. Looking at the emblems to start things off, it's all pretty standard, though Uni is going for killing spree, so MV wants to fight.
One unique thing as well is that Skies on this Guinevere is going for the mage emblem instead of a tank. So I don't know what kind of build he's going because he can still go for tank and just hold on.
Sakai's knocking up, bundles right there. Leone will be there to kind of slam the wall, but he won't be building the wall. Instead, right into the mountain shocker. First blood over to Uni right off the bat. SRG is not ready for that. Leone this time round getting stunned down just a little bit, but he'll be able to walk away. First blood going over to Monster Vicious.
Excellent initiation right there. Skies tried to go for a cheeky catch, but Bundles had Purify, and then Leone got a perfect wall to block off 2 members. We have to note, this Grok was perma-banned against MV yesterday. This is one of Leone's best picks.
Yeah, honestly, in the regular season, MV looked the cleanest with the Grok. But it looks like SRGOG, they still want to contest this turtle first. Looks like Momo is there to contest.
Momo TOR right there. Sakai still will be able to take down the turtle for now. Bundles laying down the feather airstrike as well. Come right there! Letting down the bravest warrior at the same time. AOG from some Yalms will not be able to land. Bundles fly away for now.
And again, Cram showing MVP performances here, but now we got to talk about this because Skies going for that first attempt might be the reason why he went for the mage emblem so that he just has that a little bit more damage. But yeah, Leone as well as Bondos, it does seem they roughly understand SRG's priorities because Bondos was 100% prepared for the win to catch him, but more importantly, Leone also understood which path to block to make sure that they get something back. SRGOG, they still got the turtle as well as 1 kill, but still it's roughly even between both teams.
Yeah, even until now, we know that Monster Vicious is the master of 5v5 brawls here in MPL Malaysia, to the point where even SRG is going to need to respect that. They are aware of how strong this Farsa is. They're aware of how much focus opponents are going to put on it, and Bundles has already proven his ability to position with artillery mages like the Eve, so SRG is going to need to do something different in order to catch him.
Even look at that, Bundles completely understanding that that bush is basically his biggest enemy at this point. It's not even Sky, it's not even Cram, it's just a bush, man.
Yep.
He hates grass.
Yeah, literally, like, if your Bundles actually has like a hedge cutter, he'll be actually trimming that bush away.
He wants to be a gardener.
And you guys were telling me to touch grass the entire day yesterday, so...
He's not doing it.
Yeah, I feel a little bit of that, that camaraderie right now, I will say. We are approaching the 4-minute mark. Net worth still pretty even on both sides. In terms of scaling, I would also say that both teams are fairly equal, though SRG will have higher damage potential, especially if Skies does decide to commit to damage builds.
Yeah, I feel like even if he does, maybe it's just 1 item. But I kind of feel like for the first 2, at least he builds the secondary tank items to make sure that he can actually contest for this turtle. Because even looking at the draft, I feel like that's the idea. Especially seeing how Uni yesterday could not get any turtles or lords. Maybe SRG's idea is just that let's snowball off of just getting a lot of gold from these neutral objectives, and then maybe with Stormy on the Skimmy, try to get a few turrets so that Envy just does not have any kind of momentum, and then when they try to fight, hey, you don't have enough damage.
Sakai landing down onto Leone. Leone goes in the tech charge as KOR. So many CCs from the side of Monster Vicious. AOG for the side of Momo. At the same time, Innocent takes out Momo right here. Now the turtle being contested right now. SRG will be able to push Monster Vicious away. But they're starting to run no see just a little bit of Shocker. But this time round, SRG, they turn it around against Monster Vicious. 3 men down, nowhere close to the turtle pit.
Man, Cram continues to just be so good. That was actually a really good start by MV. They caught out guys. They perfectly stacked all of their crowd control. But then Cram and Innocent came in from the side flanks and started wailing on them instead because their frontliners had already full committed. That left Bundles in a very vulnerable position and MV had to disengage.
This is a good showing of SRG where they have strong teamwork because individually they're strong because MV had the right idea. They got to make sure that Sakai gets taken down so that Uni has a good shot of securing that turtle. So they drew all of the abilities onto him. But the moment they saw all abilities are on Sakai's, that means Cram, Innocent as well as Stormy, there's nothing left for them. So they just move forward and then just take down as many people as they can. So this is a good situation when they're like, okay, go on Sakai's. Oh, all of us already.
Oh, tech charge! Letting on to fall right into Bundles. Better airstrike at the same time. Innocent will be able to take down Leone, but it is a good catch coming off of Monster Vicious.
Sky's unfortunately having a bit of a tricky start. I do feel like SRT is being a bit more aggressive than they need to be, so the Guinevere is getting sacrificed, but they're still trading well.
Something to note as well, Sakai's first item is the concentrated energy, so he does not have the tankiness to actually survive any kind of engages. In this current form, MV, they gotta start realizing that Sakai has a first item damage component, so they can kill him without using all of their abilities. So I kind of feel like they gotta segment it just a little bit. Understand how much that you need to invest and then save it later for either Stormy, Cram, or Innocent. Because so far, they left nothing for Cram.
Reverse Warriors, Sakai is joining the fray at the same time. It is going to be Momo sky high right there, desperately trying to stay alive with the help of the passive. He'll be able to walk away. Leone is stepping out of the wall as well. Right into tectonic charge. Stormy gets slammed down by Bundles right there. 1 man down for the side of SRG entering this potential total fight.
Once again, good positioning from Leone. We can really see his skill on the grok here.
Dude.
Momo able to survive that was huge, and then finding Stormy just a little bit out of position there in the lane. We are seeing the tiniest of differences make a huge impact this game.
Yeah, Yum's base tanking right here. Leone is the main problem for the side of SRG. Yums will be able to tag onto Bundles right now. Cram stepping forward. Bravest Warrior already activated right now. Rob all the way to the backside. Sakai's finding Leone, the troublemaker for the side of Monster Vicious. Cram picking forward all across the map. He's just a 1-man Cram. He finds Bundles at the same time, and SRG collapsed onto what remains of Monster Vicious. Nothing left, just bones merely for SRG to pick.
Yeah, now Innocent still moving forward, want to get Momo.
1 dot. Innocent will not be able to just deliver a team wipeout against Monster Vicious, but this is a massive showing coming out from SRG.
Man, Jays, before this game started, we told you that Cram was the key player of SRG this season, and he is continuing to prove it every single time. SRG, they're starting to adapt. They're trying to figure out how MV wants to position the fight, and Cram is just saying, well, I'm not gonna let you do that.
I mean, Cram right now, the best way I can describe him, his moniker, he is a 1-man army.
Yeah.
Because every single hero that he uses represents a general. Speaking of which, it is a 1v1.
Right onto Innocent. Innocent, the curtain call lands onto Uni though. Unable to take him down, but it's still okay because it means that, you know, on the other side, Stormy takes down Rough.
Again, with the help of Cram, because at this point, MV in the previous fight, they did actually use a lot of abilities to stop Cram. But again, Cram just times the anti-CC just to make sure that, hey, you can use all your stuns on me, but I'm immune, bro. I don't know what you're doing.
He's 4-0-4. He's level 12.
CC's not
3 levels up on Momo, by the way. This Lapu Lapu is the definition of a 1-man army right now. And chat was already pointing out they should ban it.
Yums, that's going to be an AOG to taunt. That's foul, but once again, Leone knocking down SRG sky high. MV trying to find an entry point right there. Rob getting roughed out by the side of Cram. Cram going down the 1-man army right now. Uni dashes all the way, but it's going to be Rob taking the count for the side of Stormy. 2-man down for the side of SRG, but it doesn't really matter as Bundles, the only one left, as Cram slip off Bundles' wing. No way for you to fly.
Only SRG OG can get away with something like that. They full dive. They put themselves in a position where Tech Charge would literally hit their entire team. And they're allowed to get out of jail for free. Cram is unkillable right now, to the degree that everyone else on SRG is just like, oh, we can throw ourselves in. He's our main carry.
And again, this shows that SRG is playing off of the weakness of MV, because MV has such weak control over Turtle, even though the Turtle, like, they killed off the jungler, but then everyone else just killed everyone from MV because they know how they position. Yeah. And like I said, they want to get that gold lead so that they know MV will fight back. But when you do fight back, you just don't have enough damage.
I still feel like, you know, it's just SRG knowing how to counteract against Uni on this Yushin, right? Like, SRG has to kill all 3 turtles, especially when Uni this really requires a lot of gold, a lot more investment in order to pop off as an Yushin. Going to the later part of the game, if the Yushin is unable to find kills, he's just practically just another minion.
It does mean that at least MV has some scaling in, but we're looking at a 9,000 goal lead in 10 minutes. This is usually the point where you say, okay, you can't come back from this unless a huge mistake is made by your opponents, and SRG so far has not been allowing that. MV needs to find a huge 5v5 team fight ult here, otherwise this game is done.
Yeah, honestly, like, they can't even focus on Cram because at this point he's unkillable.
Wall's going to be built up just a little bit. I see the Mountain Shock of the side. Uni, Traction Pulse does catch onto Ruff. Bondo's laying out a petty air try. Look at Crab! Just doesn't really care! Your fountain! No, it doesn't really matter because SRG is going in with the Lord in tow, cracking open top side and mid. And now it's just for them. SRG trying to desperately try to end this game. As Monster Vicious as well, the defending advantage is slowly whittling down. Not a lot of minions coming up on the side of Indians. From the side of Monster Vicious, as SRG takes game number 1.
The first time Cram dies, the all-important shutdown gold, he knows he can't afford to give away. He surrenders it to make sure that the game ends right here, right now. Decisive choice.
A lot of burst to take down the Faraga armor early. And once Monster Vicious gets that Blast of the Oasis, that's the biggest power spike that they have in this game. So once they got that, they gotta go aggressive.
Yeah, they have to play for that timing because X-Borg is such a good counter to this entire lineup. But Monster Vicious already surprised us once yesterday by eliminating Homeboys with this draft. Can they do it again against the Red Giants? Ladies and gentlemen, we're jumping into the Land of Dawn for game number 2.
All right, it's just, you know, Monster Vicious bang into the wall. It cracked just a little bit. But this time around, you know, SRG is still a rock-solid team against Monster Vicious. I'm loving this round coming out from the side of SRG. I am literally just salivating just at the start because it's just big brain drops coming out from SRG.
And this is already good for Innocent. He's already pushing Ruff away from the farm. So I want to see actually more rotations going to Ruff because they cannot allow Innocent to be able to scale up. In fact, both lanes, we can see that SRG OG, they are bullying out. They are denying all this gold, all this EXP. The mid trio really needs to step up, make sure that they equalize at least one of the lanes.
This is not a good spot for MV for sure, because they are basically playing Ube, and the ideal for this composition is to have better lane control, and right now they're losing every lane. In fact, Ruff is nearly dead already.
Because right now they're protecting the jungle. I mean, I don't know, like, I think Baratz, at most, and Estes would be fine.
I mean, he'll be okay, but the main worry is if MV faces it. Hold on.
Oh. Just a Geneva suggestion for the side of Innocent. Literally burning down Ruffs right there at the goal lane. And literally what you're saying, SRG feels like, you know, they're winning side lanes and potentially mid lane at the same time. Because take a look, like Stormy and also Yumes, they could just wave clear this very quickly and then start rotating, and all of a sudden your side lanes looks very juicy for Sakai's.
Yeah.
Oh, he sees him.
Takes the flicker though, I take that.
Yeah, but again, this is why you see SRG OG have a better, faster rotation, because MV, the mid trio, they're staying in their own lanes and their gold and EXP are unable to rotate around the map. So MV at this point, they're respecting SRG just a little bit too much and not enough at the same time, where they're allowing the side lanes to basically die against their opponents.
With this comp, they're basically hedging everything on the first 2 turtle fights. Let's see if they can get it.
Does catch onto Stormy right here. Picks up Uni at the same time. Uni stashing forward. That's going to be the taunt. Landing down the shell from the side of Stormy onto Bundles. But Bundles right here will be able to just stay alive just a little bit longer because of Leone. And now here comes the Black Dragon form coming up from Cram to try to zone. But it feels like SRG is running out of steam just a little bit.
Yep. Right now, Yumes able to taunt.
Ralph stepping forward just a little bit. That's going to be the I'm Offender onto Crab. First blood. Give him over the side of Bundles right now. Monster Vicious clawing their way against SRG.
Already a big difference here because MV, they are kiting the abilities of SRG. Once they saw the Black Dragon form, they all exited the area and then allow Leone to heal them up and then go back into the fight. Because even in the draft that they have, all of their abilities are relatively low cooldown, especially the Kimi has consistent amount of damage. So MV has more, I would say, allowance for them to just relax for a little bit, allow SRG to throw out their big abilities, and then go back in.
And honestly, that's why I really dislike Estes. I just feel like he gives you too much leeway, honestly, because I will admit, SRG should have made the call there to not stay too long. I think they overestimated how much damage they'd be able to do even after the Estes ult was popped. But this hero enables 5-man lineup so much. Even though MV was losing out on basically every lane, they win the fights once they have the numbers.
And honestly, it's easy to overextend against an Estes because people keep talking about the heal, but people don't talk about the slow. It's 70% slow, and then once you're caught in, it's kind of like, it's honestly worse than an Eve ult. Because it's deceptively how slow that you are, and when your team has a Kimi, has a Barat, as well as a Ruby, damn is it easy for them to just deal out this continuous amount of damage, and they're just catching the opponents by just slowing them down.
As long as Monster Visions can make sure that Innocent doesn't farm up too well and Leone never gets picked off, they can actually just completely steamroll through this game off of 5-man team fights. And they're already a team that is known for liking that style of play in the first place. So SRG going to need to try and find this Estes in the fight. Otherwise, they just simply don't have enough damage.
And honestly, looking at the situation right now, the goal lead is not all that different. For MV to really make this into a big deal, they need to get that mid lane turret. Because if they're able to starve Sakai's off of the buffs, then they're at a real win condition. But Leone right now does not have the Blast of the Oasis, so they're not even at maximum potential at this point.
Yumes playing a bit of a James Bond right here. Goes into conceal at the same time. Momo tagging onto Stormy, but right now, Sakai's stealing a turtle right away from Monster Vicious, and now Yumes and also Kran just spreading out the damage. Speak about the damage. Also, the revitalized on the side of Yumes, also keeping SRG alive. They snatch away the turtle from Monster Vicious.
Beautiful coming in from Yumes, because being in that position, not only does he have the vision, but able to catch bundles. So even if the protection is there, the damage is not.
I have to point out the timing of entry as well, right?
Yeah.
They knew exactly when they needed to start the fight so that Uni would already be in a sunk cost fallacy of I have to stay to take this turtle. And it's risky to do that because you're basically giving up a 50-50. Leone has the buff, which is definitely not ideal, but at least he was able to make sure it wasn't stolen. But it means that MV is not really in the right position to approach the fight the way they want to.
Objection Pulse does tag onto Yumes right now.
Wait, did he steal that buff?
But Monster Vicious, they're so slow as this particular drop because if they want to play Ube, they really have to roam as 5. And that's where SRG can strike. Don't forget, Hayabusa can start split pushing and like a silent knife in the dark.
Yeah, but MV already has to be aware because they were flanked once. That should not happen again because even if, like I said, even if all the healing is there, but if the damage is not, then SRG will not have any problems sustaining the fight. And MV, they gotta start controlling the jungle as well, because as of right now, they're really just controlling one area of the turtle. They're not even controlling the river. So they're allowing SRG OG to farm up. And that's why SRG still has a gold lead, because they're not interrupted at all. So MV, they're tunnel visioning on their win condition without considering you gotta stop the opponent's win condition as well.
Yeah, that's actually a really bad place for MV here. We already pointed out during the draft, they need to start accelerating once they have their first item power spike, and they're just not doing that. There's a reason why Barat isn't picked up compared to other tank junglers. He falls off very quickly, actually.
And especially, it's very difficult to get the stacks especially if the opponent has your jungle. You will have no stacks, you'll be a very small Barat, and a very small Barat is a very sad Barat.
Yeah, small little lizard instead of that Jurassic Park. But speaking about Jurassic Park, the bigger lizard right here in the form of Cram, just spreading all the Shower Acid all across. The only activating the ultimate. Nice Petrify coming up from Cram. The guys deal with the turtle, and now he'll be taking down Monster Vicious one after another. Stormy credited for the kill onto the barrage. And the last Insanity Bomb in the stun. Unable to find Ruff, though, but Ruff is in a rough place. They will not be able to take the damage from SRG any longer, but Bundles pick up a killing spree. The guys coming in will not be able to do any more damage against Monster Vicious.
Right now we can see that MV only now bundles have the Sky Piercer, but he already has 3 kills, so just a little bit too late, but understandably so because he wants that glowing wand first. So MV, based on that fight, they already have a problem, which is they don't have enough damage. And why do they don't have enough damage? Because they never push their lead. And Innocent now is a problem because they are not going to be able to burst down the Faraga armor. You saw the healing there. MV, they already lost the win con.
AOG, would not be able to tag onto a Momo, but it does allow Innocent to just step forward confidently as they take down bottom lane turret of Monster Vicious.
Innocent is scarily fed right now. He is so rich item-wise, and we can see SRG has already done the lane swap as well, just to allow him to spread that influence even further. While that previous fight was somewhat even, we have to note, Estes should typically enable a fight a lot more. The fact that SRG is already overpowering that healing makes me very happy from a bias standpoint.
Tommy tried to sidestep using the Crimson Beacon, gets Salvo there, but there's one ultimate gone, and Rob, no lane is safe for him. He did a lane swap, but he meets Cram instead.
He's just gonna taunt him a little bit for good measure.
The thing about it, I mean, like, he wanted the minion to die. But yeah, the thing about using an Ube strat is overpowering your opponents and then basically getting objectives for free. I see no free objectives for MV. I see no forcing. I see no bullying. This is a very passive Ube movement coming in from MV. And yesterday, Sora did say, I want my players not to be afraid. It looks like they are afraid.
Yeah, because they're facing up this unbreakable wall right now. Cram stepping forward will be tagged onto Uni by Yums. Blocking down Bundles. Bundles sidestep, but onto the wrong place. They only activated the ultimate just to try to save up. Just the hell just a little longer, but it's gonna be a Rob stepping forward, unable to land down the I'm offended.
But I love what Humans was doing there, specifically just walking up, not actually going for the taunt on Leone, but standing between him and his teammates so that he wouldn't be able to walk up to them to give the healing from the Estes. He even had to choose between who to save in one of those moments. It was lucky for MV that they were able to back off in time, but if that trend continues, SRG is going to start picking people off.
Something about SRG, even from game number 1, is they're good at separating Bundles from everyone else.
Yeah.
He's essentially the main damage dealer at this point, and if he's isolated, and it's impressive because, oh, hold on.
Ruff catching onto Innocent, last Insanity will be used by the side of Innocent as well, but it's not going to be very Innocent for the side of SRG! And they pour everything onto Monster Vicious! But it seems like Monster Vicious is able to stay just as long as the guys, the hero of SRG, comes in and unequalized the stability of Monster Vicious! Members from Monster Vicious already going down!
SRG OG just dropped like a nuke onto Monster Vicious right there. And even all the healing in the world was not able to sustain through it. They were AoEing them down like crazy.
You know SRG is strong, but damn. Like, again, like SRG, whatever strategy you use in front of them, they faced it before.
Oh, Sakai, shadow kill onto Momo. Momo, nowhere to be seen. The bravest warrior not brave anymore for the side of Monster Vicious.
I feel like he should have jumped backwards to maybe share that with his team, but at this point, I'm not sure if it matters all that much.
Yep, oh, Stormy getting caught in the wrong place right here. Crimson Beacon, just nice for the side of SRG.
Hey, this is the luxury that you have when you're able to scream against S-tier teams. You fought against multiple strategies in the game, so whatever MV picks up, it's not new to SRG. It's like, bro, we know the Ube strat. We fought against it. We know how to deal with it.
Flexibility from Monster Vicious that caught Homeboys off guard previously is now working against them. This is also the first appearance of Barat since Season 14, apparently. Last played by Smooth, so interesting fun fact there.
Look, it's just 4 men for the side of SRG going up against Monster Vicious. Just take a look where Sky is. All the way up top right there. Just push, split pushing is causing... This is the biggest problem for the side of Ube strat, right? If you're not able to get a snowball, you're just going to get just a lot of disadvantages because you have to roam as 5.
Exactly, so right now, MV Honestly, the draft doesn't have amazing wave clear as well. So even catching Yums, it's not going to be enough.
Kidnaps Yum, but Yum can just dash over the wall, and just in case the counter doesn't dash over the wall, he can just jump away from the wall.
And now even SRG is not allowing MV to get any kind of engage. Even though SRG is 9k ahead, I feel like if they force it out, they can actually get a win. But this is the discipline that SRG has, knowing that even if they do get a wipeout, can they push? No, they cannot. The minions are not there. Is the Lord available? No, the Lord is far away, so there's no reason to fight right now. And this is where the macro awareness of SRG really shines, where other teams, they would force the fight because they have a 9,000 goalie, but here, they will get nothing even if they go for it.
The shot calling has always been solid. They're able to keep a very wide view over what the map looks like and understand what are the pros and cons of throwing their bodies away. They don't need to do that right now. Not to mention that if they do end up dying a few times here, there is always the risk of bundles actually coming online and becoming a threat. This Ube strat is not completely shut down yet, but it is in tatters.
Right now, SRG is the team fight that's really ruining MV, because MV has a one-style team fight position, right? Everyone clumped up together. And hey, Yuzong got taught. Even Stormy likes that, because how many times have we seen Stormy picking up multiple people at once? Usually, the Jushin picks up one, maybe even two. We see Stormy picks up three, maybe even four. So it's like, this is already an amazing game from SRG. Basically, just with the drafts, they probably understand that this might be an Estes game, so they draft for it from first pick.
Yeah, and you know, there is still hope for the side of Monster Vicious, like what Sadafa was talking about. Yes, this kind of strategy is in tatters. You literally see through the holes of this strategy right now, as SRG is just so far ahead because of all that.
Still gonna try and challenge it. They cap on Innocent, but the fight is starting.
Yep, fight is starting. Whoa! How do you land that kind of attack? Victor behind! As SRG just pummeling Monster Vicious down to the ground with the 9.4k goal lead. Massive ahead for the side of SRG, and now they're just toying with their food. The Lord, an excuse for SRG to wipe out Monster Vicious.
An absolute disaster for Monster Vicious, but the most masterful piece of art for SRG OG. That is exactly how you want to fight that.
Look, Ma, no Lord, literally, as the SRG goes for the win. Monster Vicious falling short in game number 2. The Conquerors still conquers.
Yums easily has the best God thought that we've seen so far, but again, he's the best roamer in Malaysia. Guys in the roam position, and we saw internationally, only a few names can really use the Cho quite well.
I agree. Like in NBL Singapore, right? Cho goal lane doesn't really have a lot of success.
Yeah, I agree as well. But when it does work, wow, is it cool? Let's see if Ruff can surprise us and turn around the fate of Monster Vicious here. This is game 3, match point for Selangor Red Giants. Can they close things out and iron a path directly into the upper bracket finals?
Yeah, and you know, walking into this particular match right here, you would have thought like Monster Vicious does have some form of momentum, but you know, it seems like SRG OG is just this unbreakable, unmovable wall, and Monster Vicious is literally getting a lot of headache just banging into them.
Yeah, Leone already taking quite a lot of damage, where SRG OG, again, they are preventing MV from moving all around the map. So if we're talking about fundamentals here, SRG, if they're winning every single interaction in the lanes, this is like, as a jungler, you love this kind of games because you have nothing to worry about and your team can honestly win without you.
The frequent trend here. Cram might be too far forward.
Char residue. But Leone unable to catch onto Cram, still slippery at that human lizard.
That was very lucky because the Hand's basic attack actually pushed him forward, dodging the taunt. So it's like, Cram is like, I meant to do that.
But personally, even if he did land the taunt, I don't really think a gut thought Alice is doing anything to a Yuzong at level 2. So while I like the timing of ganking the EXP, it can have very high impact. They don't really have the right heroes for it.
Yeah, but I think he just wants to stabilize, because if Alice is not allowed to farm out freely, she's going to be late in the turtle fight. And if Alice is late in the turtle fight, you're kind of not utilizing the hero well. So yeah, I agree with you. But I can see the logic why they want to do that. Because honestly, if they do gang goal, I also think they can't get a kill, seeing as Ruff is having a hard time against Innocent.
Unfortunately, side lane pressure has always been a question when you're going up against the Red Giants, and MV is once again in a position where they don't really have pressure on the extremities of the map, and that is making their rotations a little bit more difficult. At the very least though, Bundles is doing a better job on his comfort pick.
And we can see that Cram understands that he's the target because look at how Innocent, he's so confident moving forward, and Cram just patiently waiting for his minions to come to him and then getting that level 4.
Storming. Traction Pulse does catch on the Bundles though. Yums jumping forward, zoning out the rest of members from side Monster Vicious, and now SRG takes away the turtle. Real world manipulation from the side Bundles, but it will be faced first by the Cram. Try to zone, but it's still SRG walking away with the first turtle.
That is basically a textbook right there. Traction Pulse comes through, Yums dives, he knows they don't have enough damage to fully kill him yet, backs off just in time to make sure they get the turtle, and they're not punished for it.
Yeah, again, like, just following the textbook, we already done this a million times, A, B, C, and then move on. And MV does not contest for that one too heavily. Momo is not able to really be in position to use the Throne of Ruin, and even if it is, the damage is not there yet.
Guys, goes into the ultimate, doesn't take down Leonie as of yet, but Sakai's on this Joy ultimate, the cooldown's really fast.
Definitely, that's why he is willing to just be kind of annoying for now. As long as he's able to poke someone out, that means they're not able to apply as much pressure on the map for a short while. SRG is taking this slowly. They're not allowing MV to play the map on their terms.
Yeah, and because of that, SRG, they're winning by 1,000 by not interacting with MV. They got a turtle, and then that's it. They don't get kills, they don't do anything. They just deny them a farm. So this is just a natural progression of differentiating yourself and your opponents with gold by not earning that much, but just denying them of any.
Yep. So guys, will be able to catch on to Leonie. Leonie goes into Revitalize. Here comes Momo with a TOR. So guys already using Bundles, will be able to dash away. Cram stepping forward right here, but zone out by the side of Bundles. Second skill, SRG. I'm going to find a kill, and that's still working well for the side of SRG.
Yeah, the spacing is so good. MV is going to be very solid at taking direct front to back fights, and that's why SRG is just coming from every angle possible and keeping enough distance that Monster Vicious just cannot choose where to engage and commit. This is resulting in them not getting any pressure on the map.
And SRG understands that MV, they kind of have a wombo combo kind of draft, right? With the Gatot as well as the Eve, even the Yeast and Shin. We've seen this trio combination catching a lot of opponents, so they're like, let's just not get caught.
Tonight joining in right here, but Yums will be the one that's absorbing so much of the CCs. Members on the side of Monster Vicious already stepping by Ruff, funding onto the member for the side of Stormy. Buzzbug giving over the side of Monster Vicious. Monster Guys going in, ultimate onto Bundles right here. Real one manipulation trying to slow it down. As the guys 7-7-2. 3 members for the side of Monster Vicious going down.
Joy has been in a tough spot in the patch these days, but in the hands of Skies, doesn't even look like that has been an issue. Gotta give props to Ruff. That was a really good insurgent play by catching Stormy, but because the rest of the team had to commit on that, SRG just instantly dived them, and the damage was so much.
I can say that SRG OG is the only team that can punish when the opponent makes a good play. Because even in game number 1, they made a good play on Sakai, and they're like, oh, you use your skills? Cool, let everyone else do something else. Like, Stormy got picked up, and it's like, okay, good, Stormy, now I'm Sakai, I do my job, thank you.
Ooh, Ruff, he's trying to go for this, but that's not a winning battle for sure. And this is starting to go out of control very quickly.
Yeah, literally, right? SRG literally hold on to Monster Vicious, really pushing them down in the swimming pool. It feels like what we're talking about in between games is like everything that Monster Vicious is really trying to do, SRG is not budging.
Yeah, again, like SRG, okay, your team has wombo combo, let's not allow you to get those wombo combos. And it's like, oh, you use your abilities where then Innocent is free, Cram is free, Sakai's is free, and then they do their jobs very, very well. SRG, they are very good at understanding opportunities, and I think this is what makes them a bit scary, is the no hesitation when it comes to the decision. You see the way of the dragon is out of the way. Hey, everyone trying to make a play, and everyone can make a play.
Leonie, this time round, trying to cosplay Yums earlier just now. We'll be able to find a flank, but this time round, he's the one that got flanked. Delivering just food over the side of SRG. My goodness. Nothing that Monster Vicious can do.
The difference in timing and hesitation is so clear there. Every time something happens, SRG, snap decision happens right away with all 5 members behind them. Leone tried to engage there, MV was still stuck deciding, do we want to follow up on this? And by the time they had made the decision, it was made for them. They couldn't back him up. SRG slowly but surely translating this control into another snowball.
Let me just tell you a story, Jace, here in MPLMY.
I love story.
SRG demoralizes you. They don't just win, they demoralize. To the point where every season, whoever has a win streak fights against SRG OG, they never win after that, man.
Yum still able to survive that one. That's a kick from the side of Ruff. But Sakai's right there just bursting down Leone. And then it's going to be Cram just flying in sky high without a candle. Well, he's not a bird. He's a massive dragon. He's spreading the damage all across Monster Vicious. And now he's just zoning them out. SRG, man, this is the story that you're talking about, LaFell, because, man, SRG knows how to kick you when you're down.
They really, really do. The most effective thing about SRG OG is the way they take team fights. They have a layered approach. They are so good at rotating people in and out at the right timings that it doesn't look like you're able to do anything meaningful.
Oh, Leone looking for a flank again, but he takes so much damage from the side of SRG. He's not going to be able to serve himself on a silver platter like just now.
Yeah, honestly, like, even if he did, again, like, they are not able to deal the damage. It's not because the players aren't good, because someone is going to stop them. Either Innocent's going to stop them, Yum's going to stop them, Cram's going to stop them, because here's the thing. SRG, they don't feel pressured, and look at this, the guys goes for Ruff.
Just literally a high-speed release. Chase, the guys dashing over the wall. He tags on to Ruff.
He's just toying with him at this point. This feels really, really bad. If MV weren't demoralized after game 2, you can bet they are right now. This is the state for any player where it's just like, what do we do?
Yeah.
What can we do?
This is like what? Psychological warfare, and SRG is winning on all fronts. Like psychological warfare and every form of warfare.
I feel like everyone in the audience can feel this, but no matter what you do, it's never enough.
Yeah. Wow.
Never enough.
It's never enough to...
You do your best, you do what you've been told, and it's like, yeah, not good enough.
Yeah, that's exactly like what my mom always does to me. Sorry, gaslighting. Anyways,
you got an A? Only A's?
Yeah.
Where
and
is that plus,
young
only
man?
A+?
Exactly.
Sorry, mom.
Do you really want to be a doctor with just A's?
Man, SRG is
Asian
like
experience,
an Asian tiger mom right now.
Yeah, that's SRG, Asian tiger mom, exactly.
SRG teaching them a lesson the hard way that they never even asked for. So I think that is a very accurate metaphor, unfortunately.
Yeah.
10 minutes in, 8 to 1.
Up TOR, coming up with Momo, they're trying to make a play right here for the side of Vicious, but SRG stands back. Real one manipulation by the side bundles, but it will be deactivated for now. Momo trying to hold on the fight as long as possible, but Stormy melting down Leone. Rubbish no more. Cram takes down Momo as well. It's a massacre down the bottom side.
It was a good play.
Yeah.
Not good enough.
They found Skies.
They got
Momo
A.
got a really nice Throne of Ruin, but yeah, that's not enough for the CGPA average, unfortunately.
Yeah.
This is rough. This is very rough. Pun not intended.
Oh, I
It's
see.
like being perfect is such a low bar. You got to be a bit above perfect to fight against SRG at this point.
Yeah, and you can even sense the demoralized feelings that even I feel like we're also demoralized as well, because how do you fight against SRG? And Monster Vicious were literally trying everything in the book, even pulling out a Cho gold lane. But he was literally staying in the lane most of the time because Innocent could just easily threaten with a turret push.
They're trying their best here. Another fight gonna break out here.
A nice heal coming up from Momo, but he is no longer there right there. Melted down as Cram goes in the Black Dragon form, just zoning the rest of the Monster Vicious away. Leone and Momo going down right there. Oh, it's not looking good, especially when the Lord is marching up top.
You know, LaFell, I think we can call it.
Yeah.
In fact, I think we could have called it like 3 minutes ago.
Maybe you could have called it at first match, you know?
Maybe we could have called it when we woke up this morning.
I woke up, SRG wins, goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
I should have known, man. They always have breakfast together.
Yeah. I mean, like, they had, like, snacks in between games, right? The guy had a banana.
Yeah, I saw
Took
how he
bread.
demolished the banana right there.
Oh yeah, he did.
And right now, MV, they're trying their best to protect their base at 11 minutes, almost 12 minutes here. SRG is able to get all the holy defense and able to get one inhibitor, and on the way of getting the second with almost 10,000 gold here.
Oh, yo! Right there, we'll be able to do something right there, all the way to the back line, but it's just going to be SRG entering, leaking through. Monster Vicious trying to base defend at all costs. Revitalize on the side, Leone right there is keeping them alive, but SRG, their aggression knows no bounds.
SRG is just going unpunished every single time. You think, hey, they've dived too deep, maybe we can do something about it. You see the weight of that 9k gold advantage breathing down your neck, and they're not done either. They're trying to push mid again.
Yeah, the only thing is they don't have a... Oh!
Kick. Catching onto Yumes, but that's not price value for the side of Monster Vicious. They're not looking for that one. It's like, wait, hold on a second. Yumes still alive though. He will be able to run away.
Are you kidding me?
What have we been saying? Hey, man, that was good. Not enough. Yeah. Like, what else? You already did everything, and then Yumes slither a HP. You don't even see it, and he still makes it out. How can... That is demoralizing.
He item swapped the immortality and didn't even feel the need to go for the crown because he knew he was out.
Or he just didn't have enough gold. But either way,
that's possible, yeah, but the former is cooler.
Yeah, but imagine MV be like, bro, we can't even kill the roamer.
He was at 20% HP. Surrounded by 4 people, caught in the way of the dragon. At that point, you're just done. It's just, what do you do?
Like what Bondo's doing, going back to base.
At least Bondo has the most amount of damage, you know, like he's trying. The entire team is trying, but if I was the coaching staff of MV, I don't know how many pages of notes that they have. Like, what else do they have?
Like this, perhaps. Rough. In no man's land right there. SRG trying to make a play. Would not be able to assassinate anybody. Look at that. SRG, literally untouched.
Literally the definition of a rough spot right there. And you can't even call it a joke because this is turning into a tragedy for Monster Vicious. Chat, I don't know if you're hoping for us to do some analysis right here, but I hope you can understand that this situation does not require explanation.
Painful to watch.
People even say, like, what if this is a caster curse? Like, I mean, like, we can try, but some things are not carryable, you know?
Yeah.
Something like, even Fate is just like, nah, you got this.
Yeah, even like Doctor Strange had to like
even Doctor Strange can't see way.
Yeah, Doctor Strange put out that one, and after seeing this game, puts his finger down.
Yeah.
It's like, no, actually, that one doesn't work either.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's easier to beat Thanos.
It's just, I can see a broken team for the side of Monster Vicious. SRG, everything that Monster Vicious pulled out, like literally, they go for something normal in game number 1, game 2 with a Ube, game 3 with a gold lane Cho. Nothing sticks on SRG's wall.
This kind of looks like my pub games when I asked matchmaking.
Literally,
oh my goodness,
melted. AOG for the side of Monster Vicious trying to make a play right here, right underneath the turrets. On the side of Monster Vicious, SRG still leading strong, still holding on. They're looking at upper bracket finals. A clean sweep. They push down the Monster Vicious down to the floor, and they rise above against Monster Vicious.
And again, Monster Vicious nonchalant, man.
Another day in the office.
What can we say?